What's good, y'all? I'm back. I'm back because I wanted to, I don't even want to drag this out. I'm gonna jump right into it. Welcome back. Throw those likes up there. Share this video, but like the video, importantly. But let's talk about Junky.Dineva. So, Junky.Dineva, I guess a lot of one of my friends put me on to. She was like, Junky.Dineva. Well, she said funkydineva, but I say Junky.Dineva. Actually said some rude shit about Roland Ray, which sparked some conversation on YouTube or whatever. And I felt the way about that too, because Roland Ray, I'm from the DMV area. I live in PG County. That's like near DC, down the road, but really close in my area. Like I'm in DC in literally 2 minutes. But anyway, like I felt the way when Junky.Dineva was like, Roland Ray won't get any of his money and all this other shit. And I'm like, Junky.Dineva, we know who get your most of your money. It's that sugar for your booger. You understand? So we understand you didn't get the name Junky.Dineva for no reason. Then as I'm looking for the footage of Junky talking about Roland Ray, I come across the videos of Claudia Jordan. What's up, Claudia? I know if not anyone else, Claudia will be, with my little bit of views and everything, Claudia will be up under that video clearing her name, But I'm gonna go ahead and say it from the video that I watched with, what's the man, the Hostella got a groove back guy. That guy with all the Botox and shit in his face, who you couldn't tell if, what's his name, Al, I think. I call him the How Stella Got His Groove Back man, and y'all know why, because he is the man who the story How Stella Got Her Groove Back is about. But the kicker is he is gay, and he turned around and left her for a man or whatever. He left Stella or Terry McMillan for a man. I don't know. I'm kind of, it's coming up now when I'm, discussing those three when they were on Fox Soul. Rest in peace to Fox Soul. They were laughing about Roland Ray getting burned up or whatever. That was like 4 years ago. And yeah, I'm going in the past when Claudia pop on the scene and start, saying whatever she's saying about, people bringing up old shit and using her name for clickbait. Nobody, look, smile, make an expression, cry, whatever people do who's overly Botoxed and, looking like blow-up dolls and shit. Do those expressions. If you can't make any of those expressions, please don't come up under my comments, saying anything. Leave that to, I'm not a clickbait person. I'm just, I just shoot from the hip and say what it is, And I thought that they were very disrespectful to Roland Ray when he was alive. So for Junky.Dineva to be disrespectful when that man is dead as well, it's clear that's who Junky.Dineva is. He obviously get clicks off of other people's shit. So this Tamar shit was the biggest thing that Junky.Dineva's name has been in forever, So to see, Junky.Dineva and Tamar have their little, one-offs or whatever, and Junky.Dineva, dragged the bullshit out of that. The lady fell down when she took some Ambien. You motherfuckers take an Ambien or a Xanax or whatever your little, psychiatric medications or happy medications are. You start taking those on top of alcohol, and then on probably top of other psychiatric medications, and then think you're not gonna take a tumble, or think you can't take a tumble and bust a few teeth or whatever, So I can believe that, It's like, yeah, the dentist spoke out, and I believe that happened. But who wants to say, oh, I took, where my prescription say 1 Ambien every other day. My body tolerance is bigger, and it's built up, so I took 3 Ambiens, and then I drank a lot of wine. Like, okay, good night. You could very much wake up in a pool of blood, very, very easy, or wake up with pots and pans everywhere because you done ate everything in the house, because that's what Ambien do. We'll save that for another day, those Ambien stories, okay? But let's not lose track of what's real, and what's real is Junky Dineva is dead wrong for talking about Roland Ray, and stupid as he won't be getting any of my money on anything. Junky Dineva, just like Kaya said, fuck nigga, when you put on that wig, that synthetic wig, let's rewind the tapes, how it went before you turned so demure, let's rewind the tapes of just what you look like. You understand? Like, it was crazy. I could not believe. And after, like, they said it was a character when you used to put the lipstick all over your face and have the little, whatever. But that, for some reason, I think at that time period, when that's what your content was about, you put on that Superwoman wig, and you was like, oh, all of a sudden you turn into this white woman. And you even still say that. You wake up at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. You don't work. Your work is your content, I guess. You live in Miami, and you're a white woman in real life. That's what you say. But you say that, but you don't tell nobody that you juiced up when you be saying that. That wine mix, especially, you can't, my thing is, unless you went through a program, coke and shit like that are hard habits to kick. You said you kicked it, Junky, but good wines and good cognacs and shit always put that taste back on that tongue, and make those cravings return, and makes those things come back, So all I'm saying is, I even have an old video when it was MLK Day of 2024, and you left off screen, put some Becky in your nose, and you could hear if you guys go to his page and find the video, MLK 2024, and he had the little fake congregation in the background. He said he was going to take a pee break or whatever, and refill and get a refill, as he said. When he turned to that little white woman, guess what? That little white woman, and around that time he said he was clean. That little white woman went and put something up her nose and came back and and then blowing your nose, blowing the cocaine blows. When people who do abuse Afrin and cocaine and shit like that, those hard blows, like, you don't know that your nostrils are already open, ma'am, sir, but you do those hard cocaine blows. And hey, it is what it is. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, that's Bible. You even call yourself quoting Bible quotes at times. So you know for yourself. Don't disrespect the dead, but you disrespect the dead with ignorance as well. As much as you want to be a white woman that wake up early, late in the afternoon, because that's what white women do, sucker moms and shit do, you think that it's okay for you to say what you said, but universal law or universal type things or karma or whatever you want to call it, and the tongue just being the deadliest weapon that you can have. You understand? You're gonna have to reap those seed weeds or whatever that you sow. You know, and that's my 1-2 on it, and that is my 1-2 on it. Respect the dead, at least. You didn't respect the man when he was living. At least put some respect on him when he's dead. But you will see, Junky Dineva, because you're wrong. You're wrong, Junky Dineva. You're wrong, and you're not a fucking white woman, no matter how much you put that wig on your head. Fuck, nigga.